start today very important topic, that is chemical bonding. Chemical bonding. This particular chapter has very great importance for entrance point of view, and this is the topic from 11th. This is the fourth topic of 11th, and for your kind information, 11th is more important than plus 2, 12th for entrance point of view, because 60% syllabus in entrance exams comes from 11th and 40% from 12th. This particular chemical bonding, every year around 4 questions asked in different entrance exams every year. So, this particular chapter is very important. So, now planar, that is the topic that we have going to studied in this particular chapter, is first is the types of bond, second how to calculate the number of bonds, next paramagnetism, diamagnetism, then hybridization, lone pair of electron, shape, bond angle, dipole moment, bond order. Then next is hydrogen bonding. These are the topics we have to study. Out of all these topics, this number of bonds, paramagnetism, diamagnetism, hybridization, shape, bond angle, these 5 topics is very important. Now let us start the first topic, that is types of bond. You should know that in bond formation only valence electron takes part. What is valence electron? The electrons which are present in outermost shell. For example, oxygen, atomic number 8, 2, 6. Valency of oxygen is 6. Nitrogen 7, atomic number 2, 5. Means valency of oxygen is 6, valency of nitrogen is 5. In bond formation, 6 electrons of oxygen and 5 electrons of nitrogen will participate in bond formation. Now, as far as this types of bond is concerned, the first bond is ionic or electrovalent bond. Second is covalent, third is coordinate valent bond. These are the types of bond. So, first is the ionic bond. Let us review. In bond formation, valence electron participate. For example, oxygen, it has 6 valence electron, nitrogen, it has 5 valence electron, and in bond formation only valence electron participate, and every atom or element, a question arises, why bond is formed. So, every element or atom has the tendency to attain octet except hydrogen, which has only tendency to attain duplet. So, in order to attain octet configuration, every atoms or element has either lose or gain the electrons. On the basis of lose or gain of electrons, there are different types of bond. First is the ionic electrovalent bond, second covalent bond, and third is the coordinate valent bond. So, out of these 3 bonds, let us start the meaning of ionic and electrovalent bond. So, first bond which is we have to study is ionic or electrovalent bond. electrovalent bond. As far as the definition is concerned, this particular bond, this bond is formed between A में electropositive and electronegative element. Second, metals or non-metals, metals and non-metals. Third, electrons rich and electrons poor, element. How? Then by complete transfer of electron, electron. So again I am repeating, this particular bond, that is ionic or electrovalent bond, is formed between electropositive, electronegative element, metals and non-metals, electrons rich, electrons poor element, by complete transfer of electron. At once the electron has completely transferred, that becomes the sole property where the electron has already transferred. For example, sodium valency, it has valency atomic number 11, valency 1. Chlorine 17 atomic number, valency has 7. So if bond is going to be formed between sodium and chlorine, then 1 electron of sodium will be participate and 7 electron of chlorine will be participate in bond formation. These are the 7 electrons of chlorine which are going to be participate in bond formation, and sodium 1 electron will participate in bond formation. So if sodium and chlorine comes together, this 1 electron of sodium will be completely transferred of chlorine. Then sodium attain the configuration 2,8 and chlorine attain the configuration 2,8,8. This is the inert gas configuration of neon and this is the inert gas configuration of argon. As soon as the electron has completely transferred from sodium, cations, that is Na plus is formed, and in case of chlorine Na minus is formed, and these two cations and anions hold together by electrostatic force of attraction, and this particular electrostatic force of attraction bond is called ionic or covalent bond. Ionic or covalent bond. Ionic bond is called because electron has transferred, cations and anions are formed. Remember, metals are electropositive, non-metals are electronegative. Metals have tendency to lose electrons easily, non-metals have the tendency to gain the electrons to form the anions, and these cations and anions bind together by electrostatic force of attraction, and that electrostatic force of attraction is called ionic bond or covalent bond. All the ionic compounds like NaCl, when the compound NaCl will be formed, it in its aqueous solution is very good conductor of electricity. Second, its aqueous solution, in aqueous solution they furnish the ions Na plus and Cl minus. As far as the concerned about this particular bond, these particular compounds, that is the ionic or electrovalent compounds, is easily soluble in water, because water is a polar solvent, water is a ionic solvent, therefore it dissolve these ionic compounds like NaCl. So NaCl is easily soluble in water. So this is the first bond, that is the ionic bond. First review it. This particular bond is formed between electropositive and electronegative element, metals or non-metals, electrons rich or electrons poor, by complete transfer of electron. At once the electron has completely transferred, it becomes the sole property of the elements where the electrons is going to be transferred. And for example, sodium is a metal, chlorine is a non-metal. Sodium has 1 valence electron, chlorine has 7 valence electron. So if chlorine and sodium and chlorine comes together in bond formation, then 1 electron of sodium will be participate and 7 electrons of chlorine will be participate, and this 1 electron of sodium will completely transfer to chlorine, As soon as this electron has completely transferred, sodium forms the cations like Na+, chlorine forms the anions like Cl-, and these cations and anions binds together by electrostatic force of attraction, and that electrostatic force of attraction is called ionic bond or electrovalent bond. Ionic bond or electrovalent bond. Now it is clear. So second bond, that is the covalent bond. So let us start covalent bond, that is the second bond. This particular covalent bond this particular bond is formed, between A, two non-metals, B, two electrons poor species, and C, two electronegative element. How? By mutual sharing of electron. Listen carefully. Second bond is the covalent bond. This bond is formed between two non-metals or two electrons poor species and two electronegative element. All these non-metals are electronegative elements and that are electrons poor. Both have necessity of electrons in order to complete its octet. For example, chlorine atom which has 7 valence electron. So when two chlorine atoms comes together to form the bond, then 7 electron of this particular chlorine atom and 7 electron of this particular chlorine atom will participate in bond by mutual sharing of electron like this, and this will form Cl2 molecules. So 2 Cl atom forms a Cl molecule by mutual sharing of electron, 1 electron. Therefore one single bond is formed, or this particular covalent bonds have 3 types: single covalent or double covalent. This is the example of what? Single covalent. As far as the second double covalent is concerned, this is the example oxygen which has 6 valence electron. So this is shared 2, this shared 2, therefore O double bond O, O2 molecules is formed. This is the example of double covalent bond. As far as the triple covalent bond is formed, bond between 2 nitrogen atoms. Each nitrogen atom has 5 valence electron. So 3 electrons mutual shared, these 3 electrons mutual shared, N triple bond N, N2 molecules is formed. So in chlorine atom there is single covalent bond, in oxygen molecule there is double covalent bond, in nitrogen molecule there is triple covalent bond. Now the main aspects of this particular bond, this particular covalent bond has also 2 types, that is the polar and non-polar. So polar covalent bond, as far as this polar covalent bond is concerned, polar covalent bond, the main criteria of polar covalent bond is electronegativity difference. Electronegativity difference must be equal to 0. Example Cl2, N2, O2, these all are the examples of polar covalent bond. This is example. This is the example of non-polar. First is the non-polar covalent. Second, polar covalent. This particular polar covalent bond is formed when electronegativity difference is not equal to 0. Example, HCl. This is the example, HCl, one electron has shared, this is one electron has shared, this HCl has formed, the nature of the bond will be polar covalent bond. So again let us review this particular bound covalent bond. This bond is formed between two non-metals, two electrons poor, two electronegative species by mutual sharing of electron. Why mutual sharing of electrons? Because both have necessity of electron in order to attain octet or duplet. Therefore, complete transfer of electrons is not possible in this case. So as far this particular bond is formed, it has three types: single, double, covalent. Chlorine molecule single covalent bond, oxygen molecule double covalent bond, nitrogen molecule triple covalent bond. But apart from these types of bond, it may be either non-polar or polar. For non-polar, electronegativity difference must be 0, example Cl2, N2, O2, etc. And for polar covalent, electronegativity difference should be not 0, not equal to 0, example Sc. The third bond, which is called coordinate bond, is a special type of covalent bond. So third bond, that is coordinate valent bond. Coordinate valent bond. Coordinate bond. This bond is a type of a special type of covalent bond. How it is formed? By temporary shifting of lone pair of electron. Example, NH3. This is the structure of NH3 ammonia molecule. If H plus is formed, this is formed, this electron has completely transferred and NH4 plus ion formed, and this particular covalent bond always designated as arrow, but head of arrow must be directed in the direction where lone pair of electron has temporarily shifted. Means head of direction must be in the direction where lone pair of electron has shifted. All the property of this particular bond is same as covalent bond. So you must have studied in 11th also, and some students have studied it, but the second, that is the most important from entrance point of view, the topic how to calculate the total number of bonds without drawing or seeing the particular structure. Every year one question is asked from this particular topic. Total number of bonds, it is denoted N, suppose. How it is calculated? By without seeing or drawing the structure. Every year question, last year question it was asked the total number of bonds in P4O6. So from this particular tips we will able to know the nature of the bonds apart from total number of bonds. So what is the tips for this particular topic? In order to calculate the total number of bonds, first we have to calculate R. Here R stands for reserve electron. And then calculate A electron stands for available electron, or it is also called valence electron. As soon as this calculated, total number of bonds that is N is equal to R minus A divided by 2. Here remember, reserve electron is the nothing but the maximum capacity of electron that an atom or element can accommodate. The value of reserve electron for all the atoms or element except hydrogen will be 8 and for hydrogen will be 2. For example, suppose if we are interested to know the total number of bonds and types of bond in CO2. So, in one CO2, one carbon atom, two oxygen atom, then the value of reserve electron for one carbon will be maximum 1 into 8, for two oxygen maximum 2 into 8, that is becomes equal to 24. As far as the valence electron of CO2 concerned, one carbon 4 valence electron, two oxygen 6 valence electron, that is the total value of available electron is equal to 16. So, what will be the total number of bonds? 24 minus 16 divided by 2 equal to 4. Till I am not seen the structure of CO2, but confidently I can say that the total number of bonds in CO2 molecule will be 4. Now in CO2, one carbon is attached with two oxygen atom. Site for bond formation is 2 and bond is 4. So, these two places must be double covalent bond. This is the structure of what? CO2. The question which has asked in entrance last year, the total number of P bond in P4O6, now we can easily know without drawing or seeing the structure. So, the total number of bonds in P4O6, the reserve electron, total reserve electron 4p, 4 into 8, 6O, 6 into 8, that is equal to 80. As far as the valence electron is concerned, the valency of phosphorus is 5, therefore 4 phosphorus 4 into 5, 6 oxygen 6 into 6, that is equal to 56. So, total number of bonds in P4O6 will be equal to 80 minus 56 divided by 2, that becomes equal to 12. Means total number of bonds in P4O6 must be 12. Let us see the structure of P4O6. P4O6. This is the structure of P4O6. This is the structure of P4O6. The total number of bond is 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. So, this is the 12 total number of bonds in P4O6. So, from this particular tips we can easily calculate the total number of bonds. Apart from total number of bonds, the types of bond, nature of bond, single, double, coordinate, etc. can be easily calculated. The next important topic after this is hybridization. Hybridization. As far as the definition is concerned, hybridization is nothing but mixing of pure orbitals to form an orbital of equivalent energy. Suppose one s and one p will form sp, that is two orbitals has hybridized. One s and two p will form sp2, that is 3 orbital. Just like if for sp3 total number of orbitals hybridized 4, sp3d that is 5, sp3d2 that is equal to 6, sp3d3 that is equal to 7. S has maximum 1 orbital, P has maximum 3 orbital, D may be 5 and F may be 7. But In spite of knowing this particular definition and all these things, the question that has asked in entrance exams is not solved, because we have to know some special tips regarding hybridization. So the tips for hybridization: first calculate total valence electron. This is called total valence electron. Then hybridization equal to total valence electron divided by 2 minus 3 into number of surrounding atoms except hydrogen. What is the meaning of surrounding atom? Suppose in CH4, first atom is the main atom and the rest atom are called surrounding atom. Here there are 4 surrounding atom, but all these surrounding atoms are hydrogen. But in order to calculate the hybridization, if hydrogen will be in surrounding, that will be not counted at all. So for example, in CH4 and NH3, if you want to calculate the hybridization, what is the total valence electron in CH4? 1 carbon 4, 4 hydrogen 4, 8. This is 5 or 3, 8. So hybridization equal to 8 by 2, 3 into surrounding atom except hydrogen. The number of atoms is equal to 0, because only hydrogen atom is concerned, that is equal to 4. 4 means what is? Sp3. Again it is equal to 8 by 2 minus 3 into 0, that is equal to 4. 4 means Sp3. Other example, PCl3, that has asked in medical entrance exams last year in MGIMS Vardhan. Total valence electron in this is phosphorus 5, 1 chlorine 7, 3 chlorine 21 and 5 26, and one was that was asked is ClF3, 7 or 21 28. So 26 by 2, total valence electron by 2 minus 3 into surrounding atom. Here in PCl3 there are 3 surrounding atom, in this ClF3 3 surrounding atom, 3 into 3, 13 minus 9, that is equal to 5. 5 means Sp3d, and again it is 28 by 2 minus 3 into surrounding atom 3, that is again equal to 5. 5 equal to Sp3d. So hybridization can be easily calculated within 10 to 20 seconds. And every year in all entrance exams, one question is always asked in entrance exams from this particular hybridization and etc.